Happy Wednesday, at least here in San Francisco. We're on Adobe Live today on XD. We have Alejandro here, and he's going to be designing an cookie ordering website. I'll let him talk more about it. But yeah, we're streaming from San Francisco. If you guys want to let us know on the chat where you're tuning in from, we'd love to know. But yeah, let's see, on the schedule today, in about, I think 30 minutes. Yes, 30 minutes, we're going to be going into Chat and Win. So make sure you guys stick around. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Just ask us questions. If there's anything that pops up while Alejandro's working, we'll obviously answer. And then at the last half hour of our segment, so around in like an hour and a half, we're going to be going over the daily creative challenge. So if you guys look at the challenge tab in the chat window, you guys can learn more about the challenge there. Submit it on Discourse, and Alejandro and I will be jumping in, reviewing, giving feedback. We're very nice, so get some feedback on your work, share your ideas, and we will look forward to seeing your work. But yeah, Alejandro, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure,
give us an overview of what we'll be looking at today.
All right, well, I am Alejandro, but everyone in the chat and here can call me Alex. Yeah, and so who am I? Well, I am a product designer, UX designer, visual designer. Yeah, I think you went over last time or a couple times ago you were here. There's so many different titles now.
Yeah, I never know what to call ourselves.
I'm not really sure. So, but I'm a product designer.
Yep.
And you can always find me on Instagram. That's my portfolio site too, and Behance.
And I'm trying to duck out of the way.
I mean, it's okay. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah, and so I've been a designer for a few years now. Working on, from Tunisia.
Tunisia.
Thank you. I love this cardigan too. It is cozy.
It's getting hot here though in San Francisco, which is crazy.
I was very surprised. And so so I've worked with various clients. I've worked in previous startups as a designer. And yeah, so that's a quick rundown. And these are the things I enjoy, things I've been enjoying doing.
Awesome.
I've been rewatching The Last Airbender with my girlfriend recently.
Oh my God, I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's so good.
It's good?
It's such a good show.
It's like a show? I thought it was like a movie. No.
Oh, we don't talk about the movie.
Oh, okay, I see.
There was a movie. We don't talk about the movie.
Okay, no movie.
But portrait photography, I love to cook.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so here's a short list. Yes. I'm with Francisco on here.
Movie
he knows.
Movie
is the worst thing ever.
Movie is the worst thing.
Yeah. we don't talk about the movie. But one of the things I really enjoy doing is actually watching clips of Cookie Monster from Sesame Street on YouTube. He is the funniest thing.
He is. He's a very smart guy.
Very smart monster.
Yeah.
Which is one of the ways I kind of got the idea for this project today. And also because it feels like it's fall, and yeah. So going forward, what's our goal today? Well, it's going to be aiming to design for multiple screens. So things like web design, for web, desktop, as well as mobile phones.
Awesome. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing over the next 2 days, showing how Alex would move between different screen sizes and how to use some of the functionalities on Adobe XD to accomplish that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's we live in a world where we are switching between multiple screens, like tablet, desktop, and mobile phone is so important.
Yeah, for sure.
And at least when I'm with my friends, we're either ordering food from our phone or the desktop, and so it varies. And so yeah, it's gonna be a great and fun today. And like I said earlier, it's a cookie shop.
Cookies.
Who doesn't love cookies?
Yes.
Well, I mean,
no, everyone loves cookies.
Everyone loves cookies. And so, I mean, the client today is a cookie shop who wants to go ahead and brand themselves on the web, but also give people the chance to order, pick up, or delivery either to the phone or the desktop. Thank you. Tanika is on my side on that one. Look, great topic. Thank you.
Everyone needs to order cookies.
Everyone does.
Yeah.
I might get a cookie after this.
Yeah, you're like sitting at home with your friends, you're chilling on a Friday night, and you're like, I just want cookies delivered.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it's fall, it's going to start getting colder a little bit.
Yeah.
And
Don't want to go outside.
Don't want to go outside.
Yep.
I just want cookies delivered to me.
Yep.
So you have me for 2 days. I'll be here. Day one, we're just going to go through low fidelity wireframes. We're going to go ahead and design those out. And then from there, we're going to add in some hi-fi elements as well as rescaling for mobile.
And Alex, what do you mean, just in case people aren't familiar with these terms? Like, what do you consider like low fidelity versus high fidelity? Like, what do those words mean?
Well, to me, low fidelity wireframes don't have any color. It's just very basic shapes, blocks and squares and ellipses to represent items on the work.
Yeah.
And it's to allow us to have an idea of like, will this layout work for what we're trying to aim for?
Kind of like early concepting.
Early concepting. And I mean, you can even do usability testing on those, just trying to figure out if it's going to work before really putting as much work into the high visualization
Yep,
stuff.
for sure.
Yeah.
Says you could have the Cookie Monster as your mascot.
I would love that. I would absolutely
There's
love
some
that.
trademark issues there.
Probably, which is one of the reasons why I did not do that. But, food, corn dogs, donuts, and not cookies, because they're delicious.
Yes.
And so a lot of my process in the beginning involves doing research, and then also trying to get into the mindset of a person who will be using the product or the work. And so user flow is pretty basic for this. It's, they're trying to look at website, find order pages, user adds cookies to cart, checkout, local delivery, yes, no, and from there, really just flesh out these things. It really gives a nice sense of where you're trying to get to and how you're gonna, design for that.
I think it's great too, like just having this step before you go into any sort of like layout or visuals. Like this really keeps you focused on the flow and like the purpose of the site and what you're trying to accomplish. Like I think often as designers, like when we jump into visuals, like then we start just fixating so much on the visuals. So just like having this high level kind of like plan, I think is super smart before you get started.
And it also really helps to notice things you might have missed.
Yeah.
I've gone into projects before where I didn't flesh out the user flow or the system flow as much as I should have, and I missed small components where, there's no way to do this thing because I didn't flesh out enough. And so it really helps with that. And so going on, next we do like a competitive analysis, try to find things that are similar. What are the conventions people are very used to? So it's a quick one, everyone's very familiar with these two on the left, and also what do bakeries tend to look like these days in terms of the web.
So you're looking at some food delivery sites
so
on the left?
food delivery stuff on the left. On the right is a confectionery website as well as a bakery. Marla's is actually right by my house, and I absolutely love going there. They have great bread. And then from there, going to low-fi or just sketched out wireframes. I love sketching out wireframes before I go ahead and do anything on any kind of program or the computer, because it's really easy to just erase things and flesh things out, and easier to just get your ideas out of your head and into pen and pad. Because if I do it on like XD, I tend to fixate on certain things I probably shouldn't.
We're starting to like pixel push, starting to make sure things line up.
It's like, is everything even?
Yeah.
And I tend to focus. I take too long doing that.
I think this is great too, because I think often when you're starting a project, like it can feel really daunting, especially if it's a complex project.
Oh yeah.
And like, I don't know, you build up like the tension in your mind of like, oh crap, this is gonna be really hard. But then as you start sketching, like once you start doing the work, right, like those kind of nerves or concerns kind of go away, because as long as you're kind of fleshing out your ideas. So I think this is a really quick way to just like get over that initial like blank page, like how do I start?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sometimes I go into the program without doing these, and it's like, all right, I have the artboard, but what do I do next?
Yep.
It's really hard jumping over that obstacle.
For sure.
And having sketched out wireframes helps a lot. I really hope Marissa over there makes those pumpkin cookies.
Oh my God. Are you a baker?
I am an okay baker.
It's pretty good.
I pretty much follow the recipe to the T.
Yeah.
And that's how I make it. But there's just...
You're like better than me because I cannot bake. I don't know what it is. My husband thinks it's like because I don't like measure things completely carefully.
Oh, yeah, with baking you have to.
It's such
a science.
Like I like cooking where you're just like, oh, let me just like taste this or whatever. The baking I can't. It's like doesn't work with my personality.
Which is one of the reasons I would use the service to
Yes, exactly. I would order cookies.
Right here, because I'm not the best baker.
Yeah. That's so funny.
But yeah, so that's kind of who I am.
Cool. So we're going to take these wireframe sketches that Alex has done and kind of start today working on digital versions of the wireframes, which will then translate into visuals. So I know, Alex, you did some prep work. Oh, were you not going to show the
prep work?
Yeah.
I can show the prep work. Yeah,
cool.
Absolutely.
Just so people know kind of like where you might be headed. I don't know.
Oh, that I will leave as a surprise.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, that you leave as a surprise. Yeah.
But this, I mean, a lot of times I also look through things for inspiration. First of all, a lot of the things I try to do is what kind of emotional association, empathy, what's associated with cookies, milk, there are different types of textures, chocolate being one of them, memories that you get. Which I'm
all the good things.
All the delicious good things.
Yeah.
And a lot of it to me is also tradition. I have memories, cooking, baking with my mom when I was younger. So a lot of those fond things come up, and how do I translate that over to a web page?
Yeah. So I think what's interesting is like, in addition to kind of like functional planning, like you're also spending time like thinking ahead about like the visual and like it's hard to draw that line, but like those emotive words also come out in the user experience too. Like, so just starting to think about the whole picture of like, what do I want this to feel like? What do I, even aside from looks, I think, even though I think to me a lot of these words like evoke certain like visual things. But yeah, as you guys can see, there's kind of like a lot of like brainstorming and research and planning before we get into visuals. I mean, Alex showed like a very like concise version of like, oh, here's a summary of each stage, but I think it's super important to show that process.
I completely agree. And a lot of that it's a lot of legwork to even do before you start designing, but a lot of that stuff ends up being really not imperative, but it helps a ton. Because that's what you're trying to do, is that you're trying to also evoke certain emotions and trying to lead them in a way to drive them to either purchase more cookies or
for sure
something of that sort. And so I also do for the visualizations try to find inspiration. To me, cookies also, like I said earlier, reminds me of certain times and memories. So I kind of wanted that kind of simplistic feel. Maybe 1950s, 60 kind of
slightly
thing.
retro.
Very slightly retro. Yeah, retro's coming in.
Yeah. Oh, it's totally in. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I love interior design. Apartment therapy is like one of the places
We were just talking about how much we get inspired by interior design, which is totally showing up in your
Yes,
info
exactly.
board. Which I think is great, because I think sometimes designers, we're tempted to kind of pull like other designs as like, let's say I'm designing a website, like we might be tempted to just like pull other websites as inspiration, but sometimes that just leads to us like either copying straight up or like comparing, versus I think it's so great to pull inspiration from other design and art resources to, I don't know, make have kind of like a fuller vibe. Just design.
I get inspiration from everywhere. One of the big ones is magazines, actually, too.
Oh, awesome.
And I love looking at magazines because they do, for the visual aspects of it, they try to focus on certain areas, and how they do that is really interesting, like either with larger block text with colored backgrounds, or trying to get you to read more, so they kind of make in these block texts that make it feel like they're concise, interesting color palettes. So you could get it from a range of things. Billboards.
We can learn a lot from print design. Like I think
so much.
People are like, print is dead. But I'm like, what? No. Like that is very much alive and amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, I would love to know on chat where you guys get some of your inspiration from.
Yep.
I mean, you'll be surprised. Yeah. That's okay, cool. So some preliminary stuff. I already had some design ideas for colors
Yep,
and
just
things.
some early.
So some early concepts
Cool.
to help us align.
I love that typeface. What is it?
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
It's called Mighty Slab.
Slab. Oh,
yeah,
that's
it has
so
a very
fun.
1960s.
Yeah,
kind of
I love
feel
it.
to
It's very funky.
Yeah, it's be really cool. I really enjoy it. I love type.
Yes.
It's so interesting what you try to convey through type, and
It says so much. I agree with you.
yeah, it does. It really
Yeah.
does. It really does. Cool. So I guess maybe should I just
Yeah, you want to
start?
jump right in?
Let's
Go
just
into
jump
your
right
wires?
in. Let's go into wires. So
Eric gets inspiration from Behance. So there's some amazing stuff
there
on
are
Behance.
some amazing things on Behance.
Yeah.
I am so surprised at how good people are on there.
Richard gets inspiration from movie posters, comic books, and random photographs he takes when they're inspired. You're a big photography person too, right?
I love photography. I can't say I'm good at it,
No, we don't need to be good at it.
but I do enjoy it a lot because it's a thing where you capture a moment in time
Yeah.
and then you kind of tell a story. Because as designers, that's kind of what we are as well. We're storytellers.
Absolutely.
And so, I mean, you gotta take inspiration from everywhere. Right now, I'm just creating the top menu bar.
Cool.
That's kind of where I'm starting at for now. Just to have an idea of what we're gonna be looking at and transitioning into high fidelity.
Cool. So
And
do you already kind of have things in mind based on the
yeah,
early
so based
sketch
on
you
the
did?
early sketches, I do have things in mind. Let me
Yeah.
bring those over. It might help
Yeah,
a
I
little
think
bit.
that would help. You might already have it in your head, but people might want to kind of see where you're going from and to.
Yeah. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So let's make this a little bigger. This is what I am thinking.
Cool.
You know, menu on top, a large photograph to show off and entice people with cookies.
Yes.
Title.
Picture's worth 1,000 words, they say.
It's true.
Yes.
That's why I try to take as many photos as possible.
Yeah, that's
I have
great.
to write less.
Yeah.
Yeah, so cards to really show off some snippets of what they have on order. Old illustrated books. Oh yeah, those are great.
Yeah, illustrated books are amazing.
Fantastic. Will we have access to the project files?
No, I don't
no.
think so for these. But there's a lot of actually like UI kits and stuff too that Adobe XD provides. So we're responding to Jason's comment. Yeah, there's a lot of UI kits out there. So I think there's plenty you can find. But yeah, maybe if Alex decides to make this available, we'll
Yeah, you know, I
let you
don't-
guys know in the chat or
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. I actually wouldn't mind doing that. That way you guys can practice. I also enjoy organizing my layers.
Oh my God, you're that person. I was just talking with another designer the other day. I think there's two types of designers. Ones who organize their layers and ones who don't. I am in the I don't camp and like it's
It gets so
awful.
messy.
It's so bad. I envy designers who like I'll clean it up at the very end.
How do you do that? Because it's all
Yeah,
there.
it's disgusting and I hate myself when I have to do it. So I'll often ask a teammate to do it. But
that's how you get away with it.
yes, but I
Okay.
have had to do it in the past. And but yeah, I envy you. Like my brain just doesn't work that way. Like I have to like make a mess and then clean it up. But
So-
yeah, guys, this is the dream right here. Like Alex naming his layers as he goes. It's amazing.
It just makes it easier for me down the line.
No, that's amazing.
I don't
It does.
want to deal with it
Your
later.
future self will love you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. In the chat, if you guys are watching, are you guys the type of designer who names their layers and organizes them? Or, oh man, I'm gonna be shamed. Santashi says layer organization for the win.
Yes.
I agree. I just
Yes.
can't. I just can't do it.
Oh, man.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
I don't want to deal with it later. And because then it just becomes unruly and
I
like,
know. No,
forget it.
I totally agree
Other
with you.
other
I just,
person deals with it.
it's just a bad habit to break. So yeah, if you guys are just starting out in your design careers, make this your habit. Because it's amazing.
Yes. So right now I'm just,
Oh yes, what are you using? Because
so I am using the repeat grid.
You want to zoom in just a little
Yes.
bit maybe so people can see.
So
I
this
know-
is really handy.
Yeah. So a lot of designers I think on
do
the
that.
stream have used this with like images, but can you show how you're using it for like an element?
Yeah, so this is just a simple element. I just want to design a few different menu items, home, about, contact, or an order. I don't want to do this over and over again. I could copy and paste, but it's easier to just hit repeat grid, expand it.
Oh, heck
I think it'll be 6 of them. And then ungroup grid, and you're good.
Awesome.
And I just input the...
That is smart. Alex works smart, guys. This is what I'm quickly learning as I'm watching him design.
I don't want to spend too much time doing all this stuff, so...
Oh, yes. Okay, I've got some more support. Voodoo Val says they don't organize unless they're broadcasting. Same here. I don't think I even organized when I was broadcasting. And Janice also goes with the flow. All right, there's more of us out there. But Amanda says layer organization saves so much time. That is true. Especially if you want to use auto animate or duplicate stuff. All right.
Yes.
I know.
Man, it becomes so unruly when you're trying to auto animate something.
Okay. I totally agree. That was smart. I've actually never used the repeat grid for like UI elements like that. I've just used it for images.
Started doing it recently. I'm normally the type of person to like copy paste, but I definitely want to do a little simpler.
Yes.
And also, what's great is you can actually adjust the spacing between everything.
Yes.
So it makes it a little easier when you're also working on grids, which I tend to do.
Yes, me too. What kind of grid do you use? I feel like everyone has their own choice.
I want to say I have a very specific one, but I don't. It's normally just
me
default
neither. Yeah.
1622. I want to know, like, do people use grids?
Is there a popular grid you guys use? I've also asked developers a lot because I thought like, oh.
I thought that too, but no, not as much.
No, they're like, I don't care as long as like you stick to something.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't, and no one complains. But I'd like to have a like go-to grid. I usually use like a 12 column grid with I don't even know I just have it set up, and then. But as long as you kind of use a grid on the web, I think people will thank you.
Yeah, it just makes it easier to design elements. So I'm just adding this as a placeholder and going to start designing now. Title. Actually, I don't have a set company name for this.
Oh my gosh.
I was thinking Rise and Shine.
Oh, that's so cute.
Because
it's like rising
it rises, yeah, and
then shiny cookies.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
It could be shiny cookies.
Or like they're fun. If you guys have any names for this said bakery or website, drop it in the chat for us. So, I feel like naming is the hardest part. Copy is hard.
Copy is really hard.
I think often as designers, it's somehow left to us to come up with copy. It's great if you can work with a copywriter.
But that's not always the case.
Yeah, but that's just, sometimes that's not in the budget, but guess what? We gotta make it work. So yeah, there are some times though where I'm like, you have to have a copywriter or else, unless you want me to write copy, which is not good. But usually we have to. People don't know that. Copy doesn't come out of thin air.
Yeah, it's just... Also, I don't try to just use lorem ipsum.
Yes, no.
I think you talked about this before. It's hard to convey what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Oh, what you're trying to convey with lorem ipsum. So it makes it easier for me to just write something down. Also,
if you're like communicating this to your clients, first of all, they might not know what lorem ipsum is. So like if they're like, what is this random text?
I've gone that before,
Yes, me too. But also just like, I think, again, like design doesn't happen in like a vacuum, and we're trying to solve a problem and have a certain flow, which requires like real words. And lorem ipsum is useful maybe if you're like saying, hey, this is how big this container is going to be, but it really doesn't do anything in terms of communicating concept or ideas. So I'm a strong believer of avoiding lorem ipsum as much as possible, unless you're like, I don't know, designing for a newspaper, like columns where like you have to have you're already fixed to a layout, and I don't know, but just design with real data. It doesn't have to be good copy, as long as it's representative of what you see, what you're imagining to be there.
Yeah, like you said before, I've had things where I've designed something and the first thing they brought up was, what is that?
Yeah, and what is this text?
Yeah, what is this text? What does this mean? It's like, well, can I explain to them what it is?
Yeah.
Oops. Right now I'm just, building out the card title for these different items to show off what they might be selling or what the seasonal favorites. I would love to know what are people's. Oh, let me see. Sometimes I have one big column grid.
What is the big column grid?
Amanda?
Oh, Amanda.
It's just one solid
column. That's that's good for if you're just, I think, like outlining the max width or something of the page. But yeah, most of the times I think it helps to have a grid like this set up. Whatever grid you choose kind of works with your design. But sticking to a grid. And yeah, in XD too, you can set out like your layout. Was it like settings? So you can set up custom grids based on whatever you're looking for.
Yeah, and it also makes things easier to scale a little bit too.
Yes, absolutely. I think 12 is common too because 12 works nicely across different devices. Like maybe, like I think, what do you say? Like if you it's both divisible by 3 and 4. So if you had elements in that like 4 or 3, then they can divide and stack nicely as you go down to like mobile and tablet. So I think that's a common column width. But yeah, we're gonna be going into Chat and Win in a couple of minutes. So
really?
Yeah, I know.
30 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. This time goes by really fast, Alex.
Time goes by fast. You're having fun.
We were gonna ask you guys what your favorite cookie flavor is. So save your answer for Chat and Win because we want you to go crazy during Chat and Win. But think about what your favorite cookie flavor.
What's your
is it flavor? Is it?
I would say just favorite cookie.
Favorite cookie?
Is there a cookie flavor?
Right, cookie flavor doesn't seem right.
It seems a little artificial.
Favorite cookie? I really like ginger cookies.
Oh, really?
Like, is that, what are they called?
Like ginger snap?
Yeah, but not like a crispy. Because when I think of ginger snap, I think of like a crispy cookie, but like a chewy ginger cookie.
Chewy ginger.
They have a really good one if you guys are ever in San Francisco at Stable Cafe on Folsom.
Oh, I have been there.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
God.
really good.
The ginger cookie is so good. So what's yours favorite?
I'm going to go with the classic
chocolate
chip.
Oh, yeah. You can't go wrong with a chocolate
double
chip.
chocolate chip.
Double chocolate.
Yeah, I can't get enough chocolate.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry,
God.
but
I'm learning that about you. You really like your chocolate.
I love my chocolate.
That's so funny. So you guys, keep in mind what your favorite cookie is and let us know in like 1 minute. It's hard to choose, which is why we're giving you some some warning. It's fun. Oh, Jason says, if it's for portfolio purposes, would lorem ipsum be useful? I have my thoughts on that.
I would say it could be useful, but it's kind of difficult because it's a portfolio. So what you're also trying to do is convey to the person reading it what your mindset was.
Yes.
And with lorem ipsum, it's difficult for you to do that.
Yeah.
So I would always recommend just trying to write out and copyright a little bit.
I totally agree.
Yeah, I mean, those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it just also shows effort. Like, to me, portfolio pieces are like what you want people to know your work, like about your work. And like, it doesn't take that, I think honestly, it takes just as much time to like use and copy and paste lorem ipsum versus like put in like, here, this is a sentence about cookies. Like, it can be just as simple as that, you know, in terms of what your copy is. And it like shows us that you have a coherent idea and like you know what you want to communicate versus filling with lorem. Ooh, but on that note, it is time for Chat and Win. We're gonna be right back, but let us know in the chat what your favorite cookie is. So yeah, let us know in the chat what your favorite cookie is. Ooh, my own Oreo recipe. Warm cookies. Warm cookies are the best.
Triple chocolate chip cookies.
Oatmeal, shortbread. Triple chocolate chip. Oh, they did one better.
Yeah, no, she did.
Oh my God, macadamia. Oh, I forget about macadamia. Oatmeal raisin is if it's a good oatmeal raisin, I would go oatmeal raisin too. Ooh, butterscotch. Oh my God, I haven't had a butter. Snickerdoodle, I think, has some ginger in it, which I like.
Does it?
Yes, I think so, right? Isn't it kind of like spicy?
I haven't had a snickerdoodle in forever.
I think so. All cookies, literally all of them. Chocolate chip. Okay, it seems like chocolate chip is a clear winner. Deep fried Oreos.
It's a classic for a good reason.
Is that a cookie?
Wait, what?
Deep fried Oreos?
Well, technically it is a cookie.
It is it?
Here's one thing is
and we have our winner.
Zaman. He sounds like a superhero.
Yeah, I was like, that's an awesome name.
That is.
You are our winner, and if you
you.
win 100 free stickers from Sticker Mule. I think they're like custom die cut stickers, so yeah, you can design whatever shape and custom graphic. Our team will reach out to you through Behance for you to redeem your prize. And for everyone else in Chat and Win, in case you guys haven't been here before, you also get an awesome deal. If you guys use this code Adobe Live 19 or go to this URL up here, you can get 10 stickers for I think $1, and so which is a great deal. Deck out your laptop, give some to your friends. Holidays are coming up. Maybe you want to make some for all your friends or coworkers. So you can go ahead and redeem that.
What would you make what would you make stickers out of?
Oh God.
100 stickers.
Probably corn dogs.
Corn dogs?
Yeah.
Or just
Why not? Just like a little cute illustrated corn dog.
That sounds great.
I don't know what else to make.
Maybe cookies.
You can do cookies.
I would probably do cookies.
Oh my gosh.
I want to know. One thing I was when I was researching this up, are brownies cookies?
No, brownies are not.
You'd be surprised.
Guys,
People
in
are
the
sending
chat,
it.
are brownies,
brownies cookies?
How is that even a question?
It is a question.
Are brownies like a cake? Is it?
But are
Question
they?
mark?
Are they?
Yeah,
though?
it is.
Really? I don't.
Guys, you guys have to let us know. Are brownies a cookie? Yes or no? Do you think they're cookies?
I feel like they're a cookie.
No.
Why? Why not?
Because they're not a cookie. They're not a cookie shape. They're not a cookie texture.
They're not a
They're-
cookie texture.
No, they're not a cookie texture. Oh my, okay, see, yeah, chat agrees with me. No, brownies are not cookies. Richard says brownie is a mini cake. I totally agree. It's like bready.
It's bready, but there have been.
I don't believe you that there's even a debate on this.
There's totally a debate on this. There is, and I stand behind the brownies
Oh my
are.
God. Yeah, no. Okay,
cookie.
chat totally agrees with me.
Okay,
Brownies,
fine.
brownies. No way.
Okay.
No. Thank you.
Brownie
guys.
is cake. All right, fine. I'll
Yeah.
go with the chat. The chat wins this round.
Chat wins. No
Chat wins.
brownies. So what are you working on?
So now I'm working on is the next section of it being, showing a snippet of the ordering page, trying to show them, hey, this are some of the things we have, and yeah. So
Awesome.
I do want to convey that you can order from here and then entice them to see more.
Cool. Do you want to show without the grid for a
Yeah,
second? So
let me
it might be hard
take
to
out
see
the
on the
grid,
screen.
sorry.
No.
Let
Just so
me-
people kind of know where you're at.
Yeah,
Awesome. So like cards for the products.
exactly.
Maybe
So
they're like seasonal cookies.
there could be seasonal cookies,
some best. Oh yeah,
bestsellers,
yeah, you said
customer favorites. I
Yeah.
might try to find some of the cookies that our chat has
Yes.
told us about. Not a brownie.
Okay, yeah. I agree. Stone Cedar says one bakes a brownie cake and then cuts it. That's a good differentiator. You don't cut a cookie.
You can if you're very.
No, but that's
If
not
you
how
wanna-
you eat it. But brownies, you do cut. Maybe that's where we draw the line.
That's where we draw the line.
That's where we draw the line.
You gotta cut it. It's no longer.
I guess you don't have to cut. I guess you could eat the giant pan by yourself.
That'd be really. I can't tell if that's sad or.
No, that would be like winning. I think that's
That's
winning.
That's.
I think that's winning. Oh wow, Dawn says it's a cookie bar.
Hey, finally someone on my side.
This is
Dawn.
controversial.
Yeah, it is controversial because it's.
No, I don't think there's a controversy, but
No,
we can continue.
we can agree to disagree. So now I'm making the About Us page. And I just want to give people a snippet of what this company is about. And yeah. And then get them to want to know more. Either get them to come into the store or get them to, order something from the website. Because we want people and customers to trust the business.
Yes,
Especially when
absolutely.
it's something like eating.
And online, like I think we're pretty good about this now, but there's a lot of like weird scammy stuff online. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know. If you're gonna be ordering online, giving people your credit card information, you kind of want to know like, oh, is this like a legit business? So Alex is putting it like right there on the homepage, like, yo, we're Rise. Let's call it Rise and Shine. I think that's
Gonna
good.
call it Rise and Shine?
No one had any other good
No one-
ideas. Yeah.
All right,
We call
let's
it
do
brownies.
We call it brownies.
Brownie
aren't
Bakery.
cakes.
Brownies aren't cakes.com.
Oh, Brownie Bakery, where they sell cookies.
Yeah,
There's just no brownies.
Brownie Bakery, the cookie shop. Will really confuse people.
The only thing they sell is actual brownies.
That's so funny.
Oh,
I also thought of, just going back to the lorem ipsum thing, on XD, there's actually a plugin called Wikify, where you can select like the text box you want filled with like real text from a Wikipedia article. So it's great if you're it just, again, takes just as long as lorem ipsum. So if you guys are just thinking of quick ways to fill in real content, like that's a great plugin to play with. All in all, I think Alex and I are both no-nos for lorem ipsum if you can avoid it.
If you can avoid it, just try to. I know sometimes it gets a little busy and you quite can't.
Yeah.
Think of something on the spot, and that's
Maybe you just
fine.
have to, yeah.
But yeah, if you can avoid it, great. If you can't, then
It is what it is sometimes,
sometimes.
for sure. Especially, yeah, again, I think as designers, we wear a lot of hats, and maybe copy is just one of the things where you just don't feel like dealing with that day, and there's just going to be a lorem ipsum, and it is what it is. But yeah, I think plugins like Wikify is super easy and great to use, and yeah, can help you if you're just running low on ideas for copy, because that's definitely where I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to write here. Like, I cannot come up with something.
Yeah.
Amanda says brownies cookies, but like brownie, like a BROWNY
Brownies, cookies.
apostrophe
What is it?
S. That's gonna be your name for the bakery.
Oh, brownies, cookies? All right, that's one contender.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Cool. Coming
also
along.
it's coming along. Sometimes I get an idea when I'm doing wireframes about the visualization, so I sometimes add like texture background maybe here.
Nice. You're adding some kind of notes to self.
Just notes
Yeah.
to self,
For
so I won't
sure.
forget. Because I often do forget certain things. Like, oh,
Yeah.
that's right, I had this idea. Moving along, kind of just making the area of which I'm going to add the map, because I want people to actually visit as well. So I mean,
To the physical
To the
bakery.
physical bakery.
Yeah.
Because when people tend to come into the bakery itself, they might also purchase more items. It's also great to see your clientele.
For sure.
So a lot of times I just copy and paste and then add text.
Yeah.
Let me see. Customer, for some reason I forgot customer visit us. I had to look at it twice. Oh, visit us.
It's that copy. Copy will get you.
It's like copy will
every
get you.
time.
You just forget. It's like, what am I saying? Oh, that's right. And then, let's see. We are going to say they are located on 1, 2, 3, 4 Brownie Street. Yes.
I think that's great. And yeah, and I think again another thing to just going. I know I'm very passionate about lorem ipsum. A good thing with designing with real data is like, even if it's not accurate, is that it gives you an accurate sense of spacing. Like, I think if you just did like lorem ipsum, like that doesn't give you a sense of like how long actual text might be. So if you're putting in an address, like you want to get a sense of how things fall on the page when there's real data plugged in. So I think it's just a good way to like stress test your design too by using actual copy sooner than later. Like, I've worked on projects where I've been handed files from other designers where there's blocks of text using lorem ipsum, and I'm like, this has nothing to do with the text we would actually put here. Like, just the design doesn't match the intent. So yeah, try to use real content if you can.
Yeah. It just helps a lot, especially with the visual stuff as well.
Yeah.
And how to overlap certain things, and it helps a lot. I feel like you could give a TED talk on lorem ipsum.
I know. I get very angry. I also think it's just kind of like lazy design. Like, I think, it's our job as designers to communicate ideas, and lorem ipsum doesn't really communicate anything other than.
It really doesn't.
I might envision text here. Having said that, I've done it before, so if you're doing it, like, don't feel bad.
Oh yeah, I've done it before as well.
We
So
still do it.
We still do it.
It's just not recommended. Just like you should name your layers. Like I know I should be doing that, but I do not. So trying to improve all of our processes.
Let's put contact. Let's say DR on 555.
I think it's great. Yeah, and hours for restaurants. Oh my god, so many times I go to restaurant pages and I'm like, first of all, their website sucks.
Oh.
And I'm like, I just want to know if you're open. How do I find out if you're open?
Then trying to find the menu sometimes,
Yes,
which is
I
odd.
know,
Because
right?
it's a restaurant.
I don't understand how they not have their menu on their site. It drives me crazy.
It is
Even
insane.
if it's like, sometimes they're like, oh, our menu changes every day. I'm like, that's great, but can I have like an idea of what you
Is this an
sell?
Italian restaurant?
Yeah, I'm like, what's the pricing like? Like, is this gonna cost me like $50?
Yeah. It's one of those things where if you have to know the price for that restaurant, you
Yes.
can't go there.
Like, is it intentionally left off? Because then I can't go there. But yeah, restaurant websites are notoriously bad. Which is,
Man.
yeah.
You could build an entire business just redesigning restaurant websites.
There you go, guys. If you guys are looking for any
Clients?
like niche work, like in restaurant websites.
Yes.
Because there's some, it's, I don't know why. You would think they would be, it's like relatively simple. And there's some key pieces of information, but a lot of sites just don't have that.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
it's tough.
If anybody knows, let us know.
I would love to. Yeah, if somebody knows, please let us know.
Yeah.
So now what I'm doing is just creating spacers for each portion. That way I have an idea of how much space is being allocated for each one, like customer favorites. I also want to ensure that there is enough breathing room between each one.
Yeah.
Because I don't want it to feel crammed or cramped.
So you're just kind of like starting to get a sense of
Starting
the
to get a
actual
sense.
spacing.
And the footer I will design later because I hate designing the footer.
Really? I love it. It's like one of my
Really?
favorite things to design. What do you not like about the footer?
It feels very rigid compared to everything else.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I feel like it's like the opportunity to kind of like have a little bit of, I don't know,
Oh,
it
really?
could be fun. It could be totally straightforward, but it could be fun. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I like that. I feel like it also just helps like bookend my designs. So like I like designing like the header and footer probably first, just so I kind of
Oh, really?
have a
Interesting.
sense. But yeah, guys, every designer does things differently, which is like I love watching other people do work because I think we all work differently.
We do. I mean, it's, I want to know, do you guys enjoy making the footer? Maybe I'm in the minority here, just like the brownie situation.
I don't think you're actually in the brownie as a cookie camp. I don't
I'm
believe.
totally in the
I
brownies.
cannot. I don't. I was like, no, that does not happen.
I wasn't until I learned that is an actual camp. Not an actual camp, but
And you're like, oh, I could see that.
I can.
I cannot. I am a firm believer in the not. So are you moving on to a second page?
Yeah,
What are
so
you
I'm
working on
now
next?
working on a second page. Let's see. And so I'm going to just duplicate this out because I don't want to redesign the top portion of the menu. I'm going to have something roughly the same at the very top
Cool.
for this order page. I should probably go ahead and name these. Yeah. So I don't need these things anymore, but I am gonna have to separate these out. So what am I gonna offer them? What are they gonna have?
So is this kind of like the see all cookies?
Yeah, this
page?
is the order page.
Yeah.
See all cookies.
Yeah.
Let me grab that wireframe
Got it.
to inform me what I'm gonna do.
Right. And I think we're all used to kind of seeing this sort of page on a lot of shopping websites where you can like see the whole catalog
Exactly.
of objects.
Yeah, and I was informed by a lot of my competitive and comparative research as well.
Cool.
How to make something that makes it easy for people to order and just quickly add items to their shopping carts. Because sometimes if you're on the go, you don't want to have to go through a ton of different items.
Yeah.
And have to dig to find what you want.
Yeah. Especially something as cookies, right? Like I think we all know what a cookie is, and probably all we're deciding is like what flavor we want and how many we want, right?
Yeah.
Versus like, let's say there's some gadget that's new to the market, like you might want to learn more about that specific gadget, or like we need more like education around the product. But probably for cookies, it's pretty straightforward. Be some killer photo of the cookie. Tell me the flavor. Tell me how I can buy this.
Yeah, you really don't need much.
Yeah.
I just need those things, and cookies are there. I want them. So I'm using the grid again to add a few more items. I don't like the spacing on these, so I'm going to spread these out a little bit more.
Cool. So fast.
It is so nice. And this is what I meant when I said I will get fixated on certain items.
Yep.
That shouldn't. So there we go. We have a small grid, and what is this going to be? This will be classic cookies.
Nice.
Let me zoom in on this.
Classic seasonal packages. Oh, nice. Packages would be nice. I could totally imagine that for like a party or like
an office,
gift,
an office party, or just a gift for someone, like you were saying.
Or just yourself, if you
just a package.
If you really feel like going hard, you know.
It's a hard day and just want
to treat
a
yourself.
dozen cookies. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see myself doing that. So there we go. And so now we're gonna go ahead and just duplicate this.
Nice.
And make it easy on ourselves. We don't need to do too much.
We want to work efficiently.
Yes.
And again, I think at this stage, although we do get fixated on the pixels,
Absolutely.
the goal of the wireframes is really to communicate like content and flow and functionality versus like, hey, this is how things are going to look pixel by pixel. Mm-hmm. So again, I think as designers, we can't help it, and we want it to like look good and presentable. But we're kind of aware that the next stage, we're going to refine this further and, work on the nitty-gritty details. So moving quickly and effectively, I think, is important to keep in mind, especially in all stages of design, but especially in wireframes. I've seen people do some like crazy detailed wireframes, which I like admire, but also I'm like, how you got time for that? Like,
I don't.
I don't.
Because I'm just trying to convey what I'm thinking of for the website.
Just making sure we're all on the same page before we move to the next step versus like, we have this, I don't know. I've seen some cool wireframes, but I'm like, was that really necessary? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'll put in the work for the hi-fis.
Yes,
but
agreed.
I'm not the biggest fan of doing all of it right away in the low fidelity stuff.
Yeah.
Unless it's really permanent.
Right, and this is important that we do that.
Might as well have a cheesecake cookie. Wow, he's throwing some serious shade on that.
Yep.
I would eat a cheesecake cookie, just so you know.
Oh, what would that be? It's just like a cheesecake.
I think it's just like I don't know, actually.
That's see? Because cheesecake is not even that cakey. It's like...
No, it's mostly cream.
Yeah, it's like mushy.
Rookie with a cookie-eating Wookiee as a mascot. I wish I had the illustrative...
prowess
to do that. Oh man, that would be, especially with Star Wars coming out.
Yeah, you are a good illustrator though.
I'm an okay illustrator.
Yeah,
I could get by.
Alex designed the sticker on the back of his.
Oh, not that one. That's
that
magic.
one.
Yeah, I designed that.
So he's a good illustrator.
This logo stuff, but yeah, I enjoy it. I really enjoy seeing people design illustrations.
Yeah. Illustrators
it's
are a whole nother.
Oh man.
I envy them so much. I'm
Me
like,
too.
how do you guys make that sort of thing? I can barely use the pen tool. It is bad. Yeah, illustrators are, I feel like also illustrators are having like a high, like they're in demand a lot right now.
They are.
Yeah. Just like bringing their unique look to a lot of web apps or websites. Good time to be an illustrator.
It is a great time to be an illustrator. So this is our rough order page.
Cool.
So you can kind of see from my initial sketches, I uploaded it over, added 6. Let's do...
So are you imagining like what happens if people click on those classic seasonal packages at the top?
I'm assuming when they select these that they will be brought to an anchor point.
Yep.
At some...
Got it.
So
it like jumps down to that section.
It just jumps down to this section.
Cool.
If they were seasonal, this would come to the top page, and packages the same.
Cool.
And then of course this will also make it easier for them down the line to add additional things.
Yep.
Because one thing, as we're designing, we also have to think forward a couple of years. Like, how are they going to add a few more things without having to redesign an entire page.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I think our goal, yeah, for sure. I think it's our like responsibility to a certain extent when we're creating designs that we're creating things that will like help the client or help the project versus like if they need us for every single design change. I think that is when there's opportunity that we could have done better, right? Like I think my goal is never to be like, oh, let's redesign the page every time. Like, yeah, maybe maybe that will create more work, and maybe that's what you want. But you want to create like a system or some framework for your client or this cookie shop to continue to use this website as a tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's see what. So next up, let's go ahead and start designing these cards and this menu. Let's go.
Cool.
Card first.
So what are these cards or menus?
So these cards will be things that when a user selects on a cookie, it'll be brought up and allow them to add to cart or exit out, should they choose. Because you want to give them the ability to add a certain amount instead of just looking, and you can also give them a call to action.
Yep.
To get them to do something. They don't feel like they don't have to look around to find a page.
Cool.
So cool.
So they're like kind of like quick little
quick
modals from
Yeah.
that shopping page. Pretty sweet.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Oh, I didn't even mean to.
That's pretty
But
good.
now I really want a cookie. But yeah, while Alex is working on this, guys, just a reminder that in about half an hour, we're going to be looking at your daily creative challenge submissions. So if you guys want us to take a look, provide some feedback, make sure you drop your links in the Discord app. And if you guys aren't on Discord already, it's a great community. You guys can get feedback from each other, give feedback on other people's work, and just, practice and learn and continue to refine our craft.
Yeah, I'm excited to see these.
I know, I always get excited because people do an amazing job.
They are so good.
You guys are very talented.
All right, so.
I think today's challenge is designing like a photo editing app with preset filters. So that looked pretty cool I saw a little bit of what Peter demoed. So if you guys want to check that out, again, it's in the challenge tab of your chat. You can also see the previous challenges from this week. So if there's anything you guys have been working on, or you still have some time to get started on some things and get some early feedback. So yeah, make use of that resource, and we look forward to seeing your work there.
Yeah, everyone's so talented on the creative challenges. I am so surprised you're able to come up with in just a little time.
I know. People are on it.
Okay, so now I'm making that card. So let's bring this over.
Yep.
And so this has to be designed slightly differently than what you would see on the normal page. So I want to, let's expand this a little bit. Let's not put respond to redesign. Let's encrypt that. Make things a little easier on us.
Mm-hmm.
There we are.
So this is what you would do if you like tapped into a cookie or tapped on a cookie in that previous view.
That previous view.
Get a little closer detail, closer view. Check out that texture. Check out
that sweet texture.
Yeah, that sweet texture of that cookie. And be like, do I want one or do I want 20?
Several.
Yeah.
20?
I don't know, dude. We're really in a cookie mood today. And then add to cart.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
I think it's smart that you're not like, again, since this is like a pretty simple product, like we don't need like a separate page or like pressing back buttons and all of that. Like there's this one page where you can kind of tap and go on all the different flavors you want.
Yeah, it's really simple. You don't want to, again, create obstacles for them to order something.
Yes.
So it doesn't have to be complicated. It can be very simple. Just go to homepage, see cookies, add cookies,
buy cookies,
buy cookies,
buy
get
cookies, eat cookies.
Exactly. So that's what it is. We're not building app or anything.
Yeah. Keeping it easy because easy is good for...
Yeah, not everything needs an app as well.
No, and I think sometimes I've seen designers try to like redesign things that don't need to be more complicated, but like, I don't know, like we feel like it should be cooler or something. But sometimes usually the simplest solution is the best solution, which is sometimes hard for me to keep in mind too. But I like how, you're keeping this very straightforward and usable.
Mm.
Do you deliver food often, or do you get food delivered often?
I want to say no, but yes.
Yeah.
It is. It's a yeah. Once in a while.
What is your favorite kind? What do you often get delivered?
Oh man.
Or does it kind of vary?
Kind of varies. Thai food.
I feel like Thai food is very popular to get delivered.
It's hard to do it at home.
Yeah.
It's really, really difficult. Because most stovetop,
Yeah.
they don't get hot enough
Interesting.
as some of the industrial stuff, so it's hard to really make it as good as they do in the restaurants.
I also don't know how to like cook those flavors.
No, neither do I.
So yeah, get Thai food ordered a lot. Let's see. I've also recently just started getting like pizza delivered, which I like never did.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I mean, I did when I was like young for like, I don't know if you had like parties with friends, but like now it's just what we do sometimes. And there's some great pizzerias in the city.
Oh man, there are.
Yeah. Pizza's popular at our household.
How I do miss New York style pizza.
Yes.
In New York.
Yes.
It's
There's some good pizza out here, but it's different for sure. Are you a thin crust or a thick crust person? Please don't say thick crust.
First the brownie thing, now the
Yeah,
pizza.
we're arguing here. There's a lot of drama.
You know what? Yeah, what's
Deep
this
dish.
chat?
I guess you call it deep dish.
Oh,
It's
that's not a deep dish. Hold on, there's thin crust.
Okay,
then
right,
there's
right.
regular crust, there's
Yeah,
thick
okay.
crust,
There's
and then there's
thin
deep
crust.
dish.
I don't even think now. I feel like we need to have a whole chart of pizza types. Thin crust versus thick crust pizza. I'm a thin crust.
Are you? That's good. It's good.
I love all sorts of crust. I'm a crust lover, so I would go any crust. I just don't do deep dish. I don't go there.
That's essentially a pie.
Yeah, that's a pie.
That's a pie.
That's a cake.
That's a meat.
Yeah, no, that's meat pie. Oh no, meat pies are different.
It's like a tomato cake.
Yeah. Okay, I agree with you. Deep dish is like a pie. It's a savory pie. Chicago deep dish. Richard. Oh no.
Oh, I like her idea. Thick crust and has filling like mozzarella.
Oh god. I'm getting hungry now. Oh man. This chat is making me hungry.
We're gonna get food after this.
I know. I love Thai food.
Thick crust. So far, thick crust is winning.
Yeah. I step away for 1 second. You guys are talking about pizza. This stream is making me hungry. It's because right now it's like lunchtime for us here in San Francisco. So like that's what's on our mind. And when we're designing cookie things, you can't help it.
I like food. What can I say?
Yeah, I like food. Yeah.
Some say maybe too much.
So what would you think would go in like the subtitle area? Or what are you imagining?
Oh, well, I'm imagining some ingredients.
Okay,
Maybe
interesting.
because some people might have allergies.
Yes.
Some dietary restrictions. These things are important to know on
Yes.
those bases, but also helps again like establish trust within the company itself, and transparency.
Yep. So some key, maybe like purchasing, influencing, like information on this card.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There we go. So
Yeah,
very
like if you're
simple.
allergic to nuts, probably don't want the macadamia cookie. I mean, that's probably straightforward. But just in case, maybe it's not obvious. Like
No.
you might want to say like contains
No.
nuts.
So exactly. You never know. So you want to just make it as plain as possible for people to understand what's inside these cookies.
Yep.
Chocolate and New York style cheesecake go well together.
This chat is now just talking about lots of food combinations. We've unleashed the beast of food chat.
This is no longer
No longer a
designing with
design. Yeah.
This is food talk with Do-Hee and me. Well, to be fair, doing this does feel like a cooking show.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. You have ingredients.
I have ingredients. These are my ingredients, these little components.
Totally.
Do you watch a lot of cooking shows?
I don't, but I think that's a really good, like, what do you say? Is it a metaphor, analogy? Because I think also people think there's like a right way to do things.
Oh, no.
But just like cooking, like at first you might need like recipes or something like that, like a lot more guidance or, but then, you know, as you go for it, like you start to get intuition about certain things, you have preferences. And again, not everyone might like what you cook, and that's okay. Like, I don't think that's I think it is an apt analogy of cooking and design. There's no wrong way. I mean, there are wrong ways to do it, just like there are wrong ways to cook. Like, there's like bad food, but there's also lots of variety on what is a good solution. And so don't feel like there's ever one way to do something either. So you're making like the cart
I am making
menu
the
fly
cart
out.
menu.
Yeah.
So.
What I also
simple.
love about your design so far is like I can totally easily see those cards like translating well to mobile. Like, you know, you don't have this like full page like
No, and
massive card.
that's exactly what I'm also trying to do is make sure I remember that these we have to translate to mobile, and rather than having to redesign entire portions of it for mobile, I can make it simpler. It's easier on myself as well as developers to just design with a mobile mindset from the beginning.
For sure.
For cards and menu items.
It's like things we can reuse and not have to be finicky over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
People are pretty accustomed to mobile sites now.
Yes.
And so seeing these elements on a web isn't too out of the ordinary for them.
And it still works. Like,
It works,
it works. Like, I think it still solves the problem. So as long as it does that, then it's great.
Exactly. People aren't stopping for a second saying, oh, whoa, that seems odd, because people are very used to it.
Yep.
And now, let's see, cards. So I'm switching back and forth between the wireframes and this, that way I can see what my ideas were. Mm-hmm. As you can also see, I stopped organizing my
Your layers. We complimented him too soon. No, but it's good
Far
to
too
know,
soon.
like, it's on your mind.
I dropped it.
Like, sometimes you're in the zone, and you
I
gotta go in
am
the
so
zone.
in the zone right now. Well, actually, I'm just thinking about pizza and chocolate.
Yeah, no, I am also just thinking about pizza. Nice. I'm doing like a summary of what's in the cart.
Because people do want to know what's in their carts.
Yeah. They're only getting 5 cookies? All right. Don't judge you.
How many cookies should they have?
Oh, no. Don't you think like you should at least get a dozen? No, it's okay. Go with 5. This is
I'm
funny
going
how
to ask
it
the
is.
chat.
Oh, yeah. How many cookies is
How many cookies should
reasonable?
this person be buying?
At least a dozen.
At least. What about a baker's dozen?
Yes, a baker's dozen. That'd be so. Oh, that could be like a cute package.
A baker's dozen?
Yeah, like in the packages tab.
Yeah, let's do it.
Like a baker's dozen special.
A baker's dozen.
Richard says 500.
500 cookies, done. He's the first person to say it. 500 cookies it is.
That just wipes out their cookie inventory for the day. The bakery's done. They can go home.
They're gonna work.
Yeah.
I want Alejandro to have his brownie cookie.
Where to shop? I bet you there are places that
Oh, yeah.
I've certainly seen brownie cookies, but the question of whether the brownie itself is a cookie, I think that's where you and I are
In disagreement.
Yeah. 500. Eric says amen to the 500 cookies.
All right, yeah. 500. I'm gonna have to change this very
Yeah, there
quickly.
you go.
500. How much is 500 times 250?
Let's see.
Is someone gonna do the math for me?
500 times 250.
I see where you're going with the 42. I like it.
It's $12.50.
Is it 12.50?
Yeah, $1,250. That is a lot of
That's gonna be crazy tip. I feel bad for this poor person who had to deliver these cookies.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're right. They're gonna have to like go on a scooter with like 500 cookies in their bag. I
On a
don't even know.
backpack and just like to the.
Oh
ground.
my god, they're gonna be like, sorry, we have to cancel your order.
I want to know what that looks like. What does 500 cookies on a desk look
Yeah,
like?
it's a lot of cookies.
That is a ton. Is it gonna be the same cookie?
Maybe they really like, I don't even know.
Oops.
Maybe they have like a go-to signature cookie. They love the chocolate. They love the double chocolate chip like you do.
Don't hate on double chocolate chip. It's delicious.
Oh, I'm not hating on it. I think I'm just hungry now. I got some cookies this weekend from. Have you been to Anthony's Cookies in the Mission?
I haven't.
It's very good.
Really?
Very good. Very good cookie. They just sell cookies. I get very annoyed with them because like there's often a discrepancy between what they say is available on their board and then when you go up and order. So I'm like, can we keep these flavors updated? I understand you're doing a lot of business. And I'm like, I came into the shop, I saw that the ginger one was available, but then they say it's not. It's very disheartening.
I feel like you're very passionate about this.
Yes. So, again, clear information.
If you guys want to redesign something for practice, go to a restaurant website.
Yes.
And do that.
That would be a great challenge. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty straightforward.
It's really straightforward.
It doesn't need to be complex. That's a great suggestion. What are you making now?
Now I'm making the menu. Mm-hmm. So I'm always trying to show off how many there are, which one they got in their carts.
Yeah.
Edit, remove, give them options if you want to. I don't know why you would want to remove 500 cookies from your cart, but
especially when you just added 500.
Yeah, no one accidentally adds 500 chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, no, you're in it. You're committed.
Yeah, that's it. You're done. You're in. 500 cookies. Whether or not it's the same cookie, we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you want like 250 of one, 250 of the other or something.
And so, let's see. Oh, no, this is supposed to be $12.50.
Yep.
Isn't it?
Yeah, yep.
That's so many cookies.
This is an expensive cookie.
This is they're gonna make some serious profits off this. Let's make this. There we go.
I think that's important too, what you're doing. Like, I think, again, like we're in low fidelity wireframes, but this is a good chance for us to start looking at things like scale. So yes, that might not be the exact font size we use, but like Alex is making the decision, like, hey, I want, I'm thinking that the price should be pretty important compared to like the edit and remove buttons. So just setting up like hierarchy and what, through the font sizes, I think is also an important exercise pretty early on and critical to like communicating.
Yeah. Yes, it just gives me a better idea. I wonder why it's doing that. Let's see. There we go. But it just makes it a lot easier to have an understanding of where I'm gonna go to.
Yep.
Which I'm gonna get to.
And I'm like, why is it?
These
like
layers.
Locking? Yeah.
It's easier. There we go. Done.
There you go. There you go. I know. I'm like, where is that? I feel like I'm watching him. Yeah.
Name your layers.
This is now we're just looking at rectangle 142, rectangle 140.
I compare all of it.
They think that Stone Cedar thinks that it should be less than 25 cents a cookie.
Less than 25 cents a cookie?
Agree. However, $2.50 is pretty normal here. At least I feel like in the Bay Area.
Yeah, okay, so that's Bay Area prices.
Yeah, San Francisco prices are
crazy,
ridiculous. Yeah, I agree. But cookie shops gotta pay their rents too. So
yeah,
I understand where these prices come from.
These prices for rent on these things might be a little crazy.
Lose the zero. I agree. Unfortunately, this is
they might have meant to type 50, but even then, 50 cookies.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that makes more sense.
What's it?
For
like a company gathering. Maybe this is like Google. Maybe they're ordering 500.
500 cookies.
Yeah. Does the cookie shop also sell hot chocolate or coffee?
That would be a great combination.
Yeah. That would be a good thing to get in store. I feel like I wouldn't order.
I don't know.
Delivery.
They have
coffee?
those maybe not coffee, but milk.
like you would just get milk? Oh, I guess
delivered milk
like
with it.
that's totally reasonable. Because sometimes
Yeah.
you're out of milk at home and you're like,
I'm always out of milk.
yeah, I really want milk with my cookies. That's a good add-on to think about.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can add, down the line, they could add things like product recommendations.
Yeah. Like, do you want to add a gallon of milk?
Do you want to add a gallon of milk? I haven't gone grocery shopping today. I'll just add.
Yeah. Let me
Milk with
just get more drinks with my order.
All right, so
Looking good. Looking good.
yeah, so we don't need. Oh, let's turn off that. There we go. Menu. It's pretty quick. Let's add some text here. Delivery or pickup, because if they are going to be on here adding these to the cart, it's probably going to be either one of these.
Yep. Just like a lot of the food order apps, I feel like, at least in the city.
Yes,
You
exactly.
can. It might just be even faster to go pick it up. So often I'll just go if it's like around the corner.
On the way home from
Yep.
work.
Sam
was
says
great.
milk is a good call. Yes. Because you're always out of milk when it's that critical
Yes.
moment. Sometimes I'll like pour the cereal into my bowl and then my husband's like, oh, we're out of milk. I'm like, thanks for not telling me before
So when
I
you do
pour
that,
the...
do you know
Because
it's
he
just
just
like-
ate the cereal and he finished the milk. I'm like, come on, dude.
You put it back in, just.
Yeah, I'm
eat
like,
it
now,
dry.
yeah. And then I'll sometimes like bag it up because I'm like, what? I'm not going to have dry cereal.
That would be really weird.
Noel says in Boston, cookies are $2.99. Yeah, that's pretty.
Standard.
Yeah, it's pretty standard here too.
At Marla's, I
Like
think
$3.50, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. When you say it out loud, it's like.
Yeah, I don't really think about it. But
Yeah.
It's a little.
Stone says must be big cookies. Unfortunately, sometimes they are not big cookies.
They're like this.
Yeah, like regular cookie sized.
So yeah, so now I'm roughly done with our wireframes, our rough wireframes.
Awesome.
So we have the home page, the order page, the card, and menu.
Sweet.
Great. So now we can start thinking about the visuals.
Are you gonna do the footer right now? Or are you gonna wait till the visuals?
Till I start doing the visuals.
You really don't like the footer.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so funny. Like I haven't come across
Pretzels
that.
are close to $10 in Europe, but how big are they? They're probably pretty big,
They're probably like a meal, right? Actually, I have
Yeah.
no idea.
right?
It's not. Oh, maybe it's just a snack. It's an expensive snack.
Yeah, you're gonna need more than 1 gallon for 500 cookies. 5 gallons for your 5 gallons.
Or even more. Would you think
That's-
it's only a gallon for 100 cookies?
Yeah, what's the cookie to
milk
ratio?
You can have some smart, like
6
recommendations.
ounces
Yeah.
to 1 cookie.
Like we would recommend 12 gallons for your order. So yeah, let's
So-
take a look at. You want to take a look at some of your visual.
Yeah. So inspirations.
Yeah, and kind of some words you might be thinking about what we're gonna go into. Are we gonna start it today? You think?
I can start today.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe you want to do some early stuff.
So let's start doing some early visualization design. Going back to this is some of my inspiration. Things are very retro, maybe 1950s kind of look to it. Soft pastel colors really give inviting thing. Inviting. Even where is this one? Yes, even Kerwin is when they leave milk in the fridge, but there isn't enough for cereal or cookies.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And when there's a tiny little bit of milk left. Sorry, we're reading the chat, catching up on the chat. That's the worst. You like shake the milk bottle and there's like, it's too little to do anything with. It's like, what do you do with that? I don't
Coffee.
know. Yeah, coffee. Just drink it.
Straight milk.
First world problems.
It really is.
First
It's
world
really,
problems.
oh man, €1. So we're gonna look at that. So I'm thinking again pastel colors. That's where I kind of came up with these
Yeah.
these different
color
colors,
palette.
color palettes. One of them being brown, like a chocolatey kind of look to it, and beige. So this kind of beige really complements well with that.
So kind of your go light neutral and a dark neutral. is how I
Exactly.
look
And
at
there's
it.
some great plugins on Adobe XD to get varying hues on these. Like, let me show you one of them. It's really,
Yeah.
really cool. Oh, there are not installed on this one. Let's.
Is there one you specifically use for colors?
There is. Let's see. It This not instant color. Color scale. That's great. So hit this, hit color scale. So you could do to white or to black. And you could also, let me show that one time.
So you're getting kind of like the very like, what do you call that?
Hues.
Yeah, or like saturation? I don't know.
I think it is.
Yeah.
So you could also do scale length from 2 to 100. I'm not going to do 100, but I'll just do 10. And yeah, here you go.
Cool.
And it's really neat.
How did you choose, like, what, is there a special, like, method you use when choosing colors, or do you just kind of go by, like, feel, kind of, like, what's your...
Well, yeah, so for colors, I normally go back to this. This empathy mapping, kind of brainstorm, things that are trying to convey that message.
Yeah.
So happy, fun, I kind of think of birthday parties when I was younger. So, a lot of like light blues, maybe light pinks, orange, yellow, a lot of those things, because we're also trying to get a very interesting aesthetic as well, like 1950s, 60s, you kind of had those colors, retro.
So you're trying to, like, evoke a certain mood with the colors.
Yeah. And I think when we're creating these visuals, that's what we're trying to do, is really set a mood when a person comes into the page.
Yep, for sure.
So, and these also complement white really well. White, milk, things like that. And that was...
So you're kind of going for general. Yeah, I think sometimes also a lot of people will ask, like, what's the right color? Like, like, again, there's not really a right answer.
No.
Like, it really depends on the project and the mood and the vibe you're going for. And like type, like we talked about earlier, like, color is such an important part of, like, how you feel, or I think as visual people, like how we respond, or like the general mood. So again, there's no like right colors. It depends on what, I think there are wrong colors.
Wrong colors.
Well, like if you were designing, like depending on what you're going for, right? Like, yeah, like maybe, I don't know, I'm trying to think of what wouldn't apply in this case for what you're going for.
No, I mean, what would be a wrong color for this?
Yeah. But you might be able to make it work. I was gonna be like electric green, but I was like maybe.
Yeah, maybe neon colors, not as much. Like,
I was like,
bright fluorescent neon colors might not work as well for something like this, but yeah, I mean, one thing you could also do is have these colors out and maybe have a friend or ask them, hey, what does this color invoke in you? What do you feel when you see this?
Yeah.
And you might have an idea of, okay, by adding this color to my web page, I can possibly invoke that.
Yep, for sure.
Because like I said earlier, we are also storytellers, and we're trying to tell a story or try to create a story with these web pages. So great. So what are we gonna do next? Let's go ahead.
We have about, I think, like 10 minutes before we go into creative challenge review, so.
Okay, yeah, so I won't go too crazy. Maybe just start adding some photos.
Oh, cool, yeah. That'd be awesome. And yeah, photography is such a big part of web design, I feel like. So.
Especially food.
Yes. Oh, God.
So important.
This is going to make us hungry, isn't it?
Yes, it is. There he goes. So one thing I love about XD is you can save things to your cloud library and then open it up just using OpenCC libraries.
Yep.
And when you have a grid like this, you can highlight. I have a brownie right here.
Oh my God, you brought a brownie into it. Oh,
Back to the story though. To what I'm trying to do is I'm gonna grab a few of these, drag them over.
Yep.
And it populates them.
Nice. I love that. I love that feature. It just saves so much time.
It saves a ton of time. The thing is, it's being cut off. So let's expand this a little bit. Let's see. There.
It's looking yummy.
There we go. Because you want to show them
the whole cookie.
The whole cookie.
That's what you're paying for. That's what you're paying $2.50 for.
That's exactly.
Is that a sugar cookie? What do you think that is?
I think that is.
And you're just pulling these from Adobe stock as kind of placeholders? I mean, not placeholders. Yeah, I was like, did you get the license for it?
I did get the license for these.
Yes.
I am trying to find it. Let's see.
It's okay. We can use the other ones for now if you wanna.
well, you know, I'll put these in later. Let's first add our cookie to the page. Let's see.
This is when things start becoming real.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yes. Your favorite, chocolate chip.
Well, I think it's apparent to the chat. It is a classic.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, everybody likes chocolate chip.
So now we have a photo.
Nice. Of a classic photo.
Classic photo. We can start adding some color. I think I have some colors already set here.
In your assets panel?
My assets panel, which
Nice.
is great because you could just click on it and just drag it over.
It's nice also then you're using your colors and fonts consistently throughout your designs. So
It's almost building like a mini design system as you're going along.
for sure.
So we have about, let's try to find a logo. No, let's do title. What should this title say? Let me grab this font.
Like the big display impact.
The big display.
Impact font.
What are we gonna say to entice people to buy a cookie?
Yum cookie. I don't-
Yum cookie. Okay.
Don't hire me to write copy.
Yum cookie.
Yeah, no, the chat's usually really good at copy.
Yeah,
Y'all, we
let's-
need a killer headline.
This is decent.
Please, please make it better than Yum Cookie.
For subtitle, will probably be more directional. So we're just go ahead and say, order cookies straight to your doorstep or pick up.
Nice.
It's
I was gonna say, order cookies straight to your mouth. Don't do that.
done it.
Don't do that. This is what clients get if they don't hire a copywriter.
Via delivery.
Yeah.
What did they say?
Amanda says, better than 10 brownies. There's a lot of brownie shade today. In the
There's so much brownie
chat.
shade right now.
Oh, it's so funny. Sam says, calling all cookie monsters. That's pretty cute.
I do like that a
Yeah,
lot.
it's also very inviting, which is very nice. I personally like better than 10 brownies.
Oh, the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, that's pretty cute too.
There we go.
Oh my god.
So let's see. Maybe. Okay, this is 72. As a background. So let's do this. Let's make it brown, like chocolate.
Chocolate?
Like chocolate. And then let's make this beige.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking beige. Let's
Nice.
try that.
Okay.
So we'll send this to the back in a second.
I see what you mean. You're doing like a drop shadow situation?
Yeah, kind
nice.
of.
To create like a pop effect.
Which is great with this font as it
Yeah.
has that built in already. So you don't have to do any offsets.
Nice, nice.
Let's make that white. Let's see how that looks.
Cool.
Let's use the back.
And again, I think
Have to
what's
zoom in a little bit.
what's nice to see here is also like, you know, we might have a sense of like what font sizes we might want to use, but this is where also real content comes into play.
Yes.
Because if you're going to have a long title, maybe that impacts how big you might, like what font size you might want to use, etc. So again, like the copy can change at any time, but you know, content informs design choices.
Absolutely. If this were any bigger, I mean, if it was a longer
Right,
title,
you might decide to bump it down, or who knows. So, again, I think this whole stream has been about brownies and using real content. Oh, I love the little back, like the little, what do you call that? Like a
that layered
yeah,
pop effect.
it's
Yeah,
super
it's very
cute.
1960s askew.
Yeah.
Also reminds me of cookie sandwiches.
oh yes.
So that's one thing I'm trying to invoke as well. Maybe if we change that type behind, it might work
It's
a little bit
super
better.
cute.
Let's try that real quick. I think we have some time.
I like that you're also able to really change the like look and feel of things by a simple thing as like layering. Oh, that looks like an ice cream, like a
sandwich.
Yeah, cookie ice cream sando right there.
Maybe I'm gonna get one of those.
Oh, that's cute.
There we go. So we're getting an idea of what it's gonna look like.
Yeah.
A lot of it also is designing with feel as you go along. You're thinking, well, let's just change these things, which is why components are so nice.
Let's create room for play, I think. Just
yeah.
like, especially in the early stage of like the first round of designs, like this is where, like once you, I think, finalize like a homepage, like you're kind of locked into that like look and feel or some of those components.
And, yeah.
So like whatever first page you're working on, like treat it as an experiment. Like, yeah, like don't feel like you're tied down to a decision you made earlier, because I think this is where you can have a little fun and play with things. I love that ice cream sandwich. Ooh, that looks good.
Thank you. I really love this title too.
I like this font. What is this font called again?
It's called Mighty Slab.
Mighty Slab, everyone. You heard it here first.
And you could. Yeah, you can get it on Adobe fonts, which is great. One thing I love about Adobe is
love Adobe fonts.
Activate and deactivate fonts on the fly,
Yeah.
and it's wonderful.
And if you guys have an
all the time.
Adobe subscription, which a lot of people don't know, if you have a Creative Cloud subscription, you have access to all the Adobe fonts, which is like incredible.
So worry about licensing.
Yeah, you just use it, and then you're able to really explore different things without having to pay for every single font. And then, of course, if you're going to license them for a client, like make sure they purchase a license. But it gives you a lot of freedom in the design stage, especially if you're doing stuff for personal work. Like, so yeah, if you guys don't know that already, and just go check out Adobe fonts, because I mean, we could probably spend like 5 hours going through every single font.
I would love to do that.
Yeah, it's the best. It's fun. So yeah, you have a lot of access to all those resources there. And they have like these cool like font packs where you can like, they have certain looks and they've curated fonts for you. So if you guys love type, go in and explore. But I'm digging how this is looking. It really
this
has that retro feel that I think you're going for.
Let's see, what should we do for this? We should go with...
So you have that like dark brown. Yep, I'm seeing it on your screen. Mm-hmm. Looks good.
I'm not sure if you can see it well. Yeah, you can. Okay.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
So I am not digging a block around this, so I'm thinking about removing them.
You mean like a border?
That border.
Oh, yeah. Got it. Yeah.
Particular border. So let's go back to our layers. Oh, hey, design feedback countdown in 50 seconds.
Yes, we're going to be going on in a minute, switching over to the daily creative challenge reviews. I think, we'll recap this at the end too, but Alex is going to be working more on this tomorrow.
Yeah.
And going from desktop, which he has now, down to mobile, and maybe, I don't know if you're doing tablet. Right?
Well, if we have time, I would love to do tablet.
Yeah.
Just show off how you have to think about all these different screen sizes. And
that's the reality of web design now.
It's not as easy as just saying, let's just have the same thing.
No, and
it doesn't go that way
even when we're designing for these different screen sizes, like, I think sometimes clients have a hard time understanding this. Like, it's not even 3 screen sizes. There's like a million in between, and new ones pop up all the time.
Even for iPhone,
there's
several
for iPhone.
Let me show you. Yeah, going here to the
artboards.
All of these different ones.
Yeah. So I think, our job is pretty complicated, but yeah, thinking about components that scale well, that can stack, like, I think that's our job as designers.
It is.
But cool. All right. So we're going to switch over to reviewing your creative challenges. So it's going to be on Discord. So we're going to go look through some links on Discord for projects people have posted. Let's start... And I never know exactly where to start. Maybe stuff that's posted today, since that's most recent. If you guys haven't posted yet but want to, like, please go on Discord, put stuff in, and we will take a look. Okay, today's the 23rd, right? Yes. Okay, let's look at Daweed's entry today. We'll find out what it is. Let's see what they said. They said, here's my entry for the first day of the creative challenge. Depending on the feedback, I hope to work on it some more and make it a proper portfolio piece. Okay, so now we understand the goal of their project. This looks like it's I think I remember the first day prompt, and it was like making an app based on your hobby or one of your activities. So great, welcome to Dance Sport 360. Since it's your first time with our app, how can we help you? So just, I think straight up, like, I think that's a good, like, onboarding screen in terms of, like, trying to figure out the intent of the user. I guess I'd be curious. I mean, I guess mine would be, what is dance sport? So maybe even if we have to assume that people don't really know what dance sport is, maybe even just starting with that, so that people don't need to.
I do like that he put all these options right in the forefront of the app.
Yeah.
Saying that, I would maybe like to see what is dance sport first.
Yeah, like maybe it's like part of the, when you go in that for the first time or something, there's like a little intro about dance sport.
Like a tutorial, like slide thing. That might
like,
work.
What is dance sport? Also, I'd be curious, like, I don't really know what happens if I click what else is there. So, like, I'm not sure if, I think it could be a clear call to action about what this is. Like, I don't know what will come up if I click this. Maybe that's the point. So, okay, I'm going to go to what is dance sport. Oh, interesting. What is dance sport? Definition, Latin, ballroom information, competition rules, history.
Well, I do like that he gives us all of these options to see very quickly what it might be. I think maybe working towards it being a little more linear.
Yes.
Because if I clicked what is dance sport, I
was
now
kind
be
of
giving
expecting.
more. Yeah, I was expecting something a bit more concise or precise. Not precise, but of an explanatory.
For sure. Like, I wanted to know what dance sport was. So maybe even, like, maybe definition is not an option, but you, like, just lead with it, or, like, some blurb, and then maybe there's some options from there. But, yeah, definitely, yeah, I think both of our expectations was to have the answer to this question when I clicked on it. Now, let's see. If I clicked Latin, yeah, so then it kind of shows us what Latin might be, Latin dancing might be, an example of a video. So yeah, this could have been maybe something they could have implemented just even for that, like, what is dance sport? Like,
I heard did like that animation.
Yeah, I did too. Let's look at that again. So if we click Latin, like, boop.
That was cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's awesome. And
can you scroll down on that?
No, I can't.
You can't? Okay.
Yeah.
I think this would be a good place to put those other things we saw earlier, like Latin.
Agree. At the bottom.
As a way to, like, check out these other things that are in dance sport.
Yep, totally. And then, what is... sorry, I'm missing something. Maybe... I don't know how to trigger that. Oh, okay. So, yeah. So, this is the menu. What is dance sport? Main feed. What is dance sport? Benefits. Getting started. Settings. I think... I'm curious as to know, like, what the purpose of this app is. Like, is it supposed to be educational? Is it like, am I supposed to go and attend these activities? So yeah, I think making the intent of the app a little bit clearer would be helpful. Like, I'm not sure. Oh, interesting. This is a main feed. So maybe it's like an information about dance sport. Maybe that is the main purpose.
I think this also goes back to what we were saying earlier, that does this work better as a web page or an app?
Yes.
So if the purpose of this app is to get people to sign up for classes, I think that's great.
Yeah.
If it's informational, maybe web page.
Yeah.
So it's really dependent on what you're trying to aim for. What is the set goal?
Yes. What is the goal of the app? Yes. Right. What are you trying to accomplish? So let's say the main purpose of this app, let's just say we were sticking with the idea of an app, is supposed to be like giving you the latest news feed on dance sport, then maybe you like always lead with this. Like, to me, this felt like a secondary action because to get here, I had to click what else is there, which I would have probably never clicked. So maybe it could always be like you just always have this information, and Dance Sport 360 is the ultimate resource for the latest dance sport news. I don't know. And then if people don't know what dance sport is, then like they can explore and learn further. But I think, yeah, it kind of goes back to like, who is your user? Is it someone who already knows what dance sport is? Like, how do they find out about this app? Because usually we're not like downloading random apps from the App Store.
No. Not always.
Yeah, not always. So yeah, kind of based on like the initial research that you've kind of shown in your flow, I think that can help. That process can help inform how you might go in and make some edits to this app.
I think it's a good start.
Oh, totally.
But
yeah, just I think some cleaning up the hierarchy of things. I think you have components there, but I think what we would encourage is to make the intent of the app a little clearer to the user.
A lot of that stuff also comes in before you actually even start designing.
Totally.
Things like the user flow or system flow helps.
All right.
That look good.
Thank you for sharing that. I know it's always like kind of scary to also share your work
absolutely.
with strangers.
Being on stream and doing it.
Yeah, it's very nerve-wracking. Okay, now let's look at Little Pretty's Day 5 Bookmark Challenge. So let's see what this is. Oh, cool. Sorry, I love seeing. This is like a straight up, this is a beautiful
it's gorgeous.
mock-up. I know, you guys saw our reactions. So this looks like they're able to bookmark. I assume the challenge was about creating a bookmarking like site or a plugin or some sort where you can bookmark different pages and organize them in category. I think just firsthand, this looks really great. So you've done a great job with like spacing and type and hierarchy. Like it looks very resolved from a visual point of view. Let's see. Let's see how I'm supposed to interact with this. Am I supposed to interact with this?
I think maybe it's just a
Nope. Maybe not. I can't see anything. Nope. Maybe this is just the starting screen that they'd like feedback on. Let me see what. Yeah, she just said just the bookmark challenge. Yeah, I think I'm missing how to interact with it. And maybe this is as far as they got, which is great, even in a one-day challenge.
In a one-day challenge, this looks fantastic.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. Yeah, I think, let's see, is there any question? Do you have any questions or feedback about like any hierarchy or questions taking a look at it for now?
Yeah, I mean, for one thing, I would use this.
Yeah, me too. My bookmarks are a mess.
One thing, I suppose on a system side, how would they generate those photos?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of websites have their, because you know, like when you send websites through a phone, there's like metadata that gets, so if they're built right, like they will have some sort of.
If they're built right, that's the key.
Some shade right there.
to some people right there.
Yeah.
If they're built right.
Yeah. I think it looks great.
I think it looks great. I don't really have any.
Me either.
Criticism, constructive criticism.
Agreed. Me too.
It's very clean.
Very straightforward. But yeah, thanks for sharing that. It looks beautiful.
Looks great. Yeah, good job.
Now looking at Reza's challenge. They are totally new to this, and this is the second design they've done so far, and they'd appreciate some valuable feedback. So this is, again, a bookmark challenge, so I think it's just like what we just looked at. Cool. Well, I love how different people take these challenges. So let's take a look. So yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward again. My, I think, initial thought was, I like where you're taking this bold direction. I think there's like certainly personality there, which I like. I would say like just push it even further. Like if we're gonna go with this like bold, like neon-y design, like I think we can like amp that up even more. Maybe it's like a black background. I don't know. That's kind of, I'm thinking out loud, like really owning that design. Like maybe even in the typefaces, like bringing in like a digital, like, I don't know.
Like type to it.
Yeah.
Something that really, because one thing that I did notice is, first, this is a great second design.
Yeah, that's amazing if this is your second design.
Yeah, great job. But one thing would be that when I'm coming into this, my eyes don't have a direction to go to. And when a person's coming to your web page, that is something that's pretty imperative because you want them to follow a guide or some kind of linear direction. So I don't know where to focus because of the colors. Well, like Do-Hee said, if you're going to go this direction, be bold, create a bit more of a subdued background in white, it kind of works, but then you're using white as highlight as well. So there's kind of this, there's not enough contrast for me to know where am I. So I don't know, am I at folders?
Yeah, that's a good point. Right, is if just using color, since color is so bold here, a little bit more discerning, like in a more discerning way to like, what do you want your users to do here? If these cards are the main focus, then maybe these should be the brightest things on the page, and everything takes a, you know, whatever, more subdued look, like you said.
It takes a step back.
Yeah. If these buttons are the main call to action, then like making those the most like popping elements or contrasting elements on the page.
Color really plays an important part. For instance, I don't know, for that plus button on the top right, I don't know if that means I've interacted with that recently.
Yes, agree. Right, is it a push down state or, for sure. And then maybe I feel similarly about, at least on my screen, this all bookmarks button is a slightly like paler purple, so I almost thought it was disabled, or like the non-interactive version. So yeah, thinking about how color plays into directing what you want your users to do.
Someone pointed out it's the Adobe XD color palette.
Oh, interesting.
I
didn't
notice
notice that either.
I do like to say I love the layout. I think the layout's done really well.
Yep, for sure.
Just maybe work on the color side and what to highlight.
Yep. I think there's like a look you can go for here, but I think like then like really own it and like use it more intentionally.
Yeah, Marissa had a really good point. It would look good as a border, but not quite the fill color.
Yep. Or like like a highlighted state, or maybe it's like I could see that. I like this kind of gradient situation you've got going on here, though. But yeah, would love to see how you take this to the next step. Now let's keep going. Oh, there's some great feedback from Agatha on the Discord channel too. So yeah, again, like there's other people giving feedback here all the time. Now gonna go into, and I was gonna go, but it's on a Dribble page. I was like, can we do Dribble stuff? I don't know. So I'm gonna skip it.
Sorry.
Let's see. Okay, here's one from Cool Designer. This is the first day challenge. I remember this one. It was a design systems one. I love design systems.
I do too. They're kind of fun to make.
They totally are. Oh, this is so cute. Okay.
Hey.
So, let me start with screen 1.
This would be perfect for after eating all those fluffy cookies.
After the cookies and pizza, we need to go run.
You get a pamphlet of download this.
So it looks like an app for, because it says step 1, choose your activity. So an activities-based app. It looks like I've got some choices here in terms of, I love that little animation. So cute.
That is really nice. I love that gradient change too.
Yeah, it's so cute. It clearly tells you there's a state change, which is really nice. Super cute. I also wonder if they made these illustrations because they're adorable.
They are really nice.
Yeah, they're a funky, cute little style.
It really it sets a tone for this app.
Yes, for sure. It's like playful, maybe like modern. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm thinking this is heading. So great. It looks like, I do have a question though. It says choose your activity, but I'm not sure how to choose it. Like I click on these. Oh, I just click on it. Oh, I click on it again. Interesting. Because before, when I click on it, it like changes the state. So I thought,
I think that might be one thing, is to create a very apparent call to action for that.
Right.
Maybe at the bottom.
Yes, like and I'm not sure what I'm choosing to do. Right. Like, am I looking at workout programs?
Yeah.
Am I gonna go do this thing? Am I attending a class? So assuming that like, we don't know what the user already knows, but making that call to action, I think, or adding a call to action that certainly clears like what the next step is.
One thing too I noticed is that, while I love the look of it, having to move over to see all the options. Yeah. Is there a way for me to just like see all the options I have?
Right, like a big grid or
like
something.
A big grid or.
Right, I could see like a grid view, and then once you tap into one of them, like maybe this view appears or something, like, but you can also go back to like the full bird's eye view. It's interesting. As we start using it, I think we have some feedback for usability. But yeah, overall it looks great. Let's see, we click into one, it says set your goals. I see, okay, so maybe this is like a goal tracking workout app. So we can like lose weight, or age, weight. Oh my God, this is adorable. Sorry, I'm loving
really cool.
These little micro interactions. They're really cute. maybe this is the goal. I'm not sure what this is like how long I want to run. I'm not quite sure. I would die if I ran 100 miles. I'm gonna set it to 2 miles. That's even ambitious.
What's the longest you ran?
I've only run a 5K, and I thought I was like very proud of myself for running. How are you a runner?
I used to be.
Oh my god, did you run like insane? Are you like a marathon person?
I want to do a marathon.
Oh my god.
I've done a half.
That seems so long.
It was long, yeah. You have to have a really nice playlist to go with it.
Yes, it's a mental. I mean, it's also physical, but I feel like I just
It
come
is.
not
It is
there
very
mentally.
much mental.
But yes, okay. So step 2, and then I'm not sure how to get to the next screen, so I'm gonna go to the next screen this way. Oh, I see. So this is their.
Oh, so that's the animation.
Yeah, which is very cute.
I mean, I love the design and look of it. I would say make it a bit more clear what they're going to do.
Yes.
Also, give them a way or option to see everything. It looks great. I love how you're able to move over to different options and the way it animates too, but make it a little easier on your users to quickly select what they want.
Yep. Totally agree. And I'm also noticing, like, I'm not sure whether you want to integrate some sort of like menu for the app, because like I don't know what are other things I can do. How do I get back to this screen other than pressing like back? So yeah, just kind of giving your user a little bit more guidance into what this app can do, just how they can use this a little bit.
Which, by the way, Voodoo, I'd done that.
What did Voodoo say?
She said that never did a marathon, but they have a marathon you run in Star Wars costumes.
Oh my god, you've done that?
I did the Star Wars half marathon.
That's so fun. Do they have it here?
They used to, but not as
heard of
much.
it.
It's in Florida.
Oh. Well,
It was fun.
my god.
I dressed up as Luke.
Oh my, you had like a whole running costume? Don't you need like gear?
Not for half. You just need a lot of water.
A lot of water.
But I would love to do it again. So
let's look at Patty Lou Who's. I like that screen name. Design. This is a day 5 challenge. The color might not be neutral enough, but this is a bookmark challenge again. Okay, great. Let's take a look at that.
Purple dark side view with you. Oh man.
Oh, cool. Let me see if I can zoom
That would
in
be
a little.
tough.
Oh, no, I can't zoom in.
Voodoo Val said she would do it in a Kylo Ren costume.
Oh my god! What? Yeah, that's like
that's
a difficult costume to run in.
So later, cool.
All right, I like the app like the name concept later. Like you might come back to these pages later. I'm trying to zoom in, but I couldn't zoom in, so this is how we're gonna look at it. I wonder if this is like a tablet. Oh, it says iPad Pro. Okay, cool. Okay. So we're looking at iPad. I like that it's, I'm a little bit confused with the emphasis on the date. I assume that's the date added to the bookmarking app, but it kind of makes me think it's like an event app versus a bookmarking app. So maybe de-emphasizing the date a little bit.
Yeah, maybe add like a small timestamp at the very bottom. You could use that as a way to have them search for last added, which is great. I think that's phenomenal that you thought of that.
Yep.
But it does make me think that I'm looking more at a meetup app or something of that sort.
Yep.
Or events page.
Because that's like the thing that pops most on each of the cards.
Yeah, that's definitely the thing my eye is drawn to.
I'm also curious as to what the hearts are. Maybe those are, I guess those are favorites. Okay, cool. I'm curious just because I guess you could favorite some bookmarks, because I was like, I feel like bookmarking itself is already kind of like a favoriting activity.
I guess maybe it's a way to parse all the ones you've brought in.
Yeah. I think it depends on what what kind of bookmarker you are. Like, are you a bookmark everything? Or I feel like I just don't use bookmarks that much. But maybe it's because I need an app like this. Let's see, anything else? I think, I don't mind that I think you said that you think maybe the colors aren't neutral enough. I don't think it needs to be neutral. I kind of get the look you're going for, like, I don't know, like pop, fun, millennial
like the
internet.
essentially.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be neutral.
No,
I
it
think
doesn't
it looks
have
fine.
to be. Totally. I think one thing is, to me, these trash and sync links are getting a little bit lost in this, what do you call this? Like this.
In the background color.
Yeah, in the background
It's difficult to
color.
see or make it as apparent.
So think about maybe bumping up that contrast or making them more clear that you can click on those things. I also think, yeah, go ahead.
All I was going to say is that state change or where you're at, is it not as apparent as well?
Which one? This one. Yeah, I didn't even realize. Yeah.
I had to really look to see what was happening, or more or less, what page am I on? Mm-hmm. So maybe just add a bit more of a highlight or maybe a better contrast.
Yeah.
It's kind of tough because the font is already white against a blackish background.
Yeah, or like maybe even like, I was gonna say maybe like a little arrow, or you could also add, to help with that, like add a title to the view if you think you want to give more context to your users on like what page they're on, of like all or favorites or design, because they might all start looking the same. I don't know, but yeah, I think it's going well.
I think it looks good. There's just some slight changes and...
Yeah, I think my biggest feedback would be the
that's...
the date, and maybe just pulling that back a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I think we have time for one more.
Let's do one more.
Yeah, I'm trying to find one. Let's see. Oh man, I don't have my voice triggers either. Let me see if I can find a better one. Okay, let's look at Nivette's Day 5 challenge. I think this is a bookmark one as well. Oh, beautiful.
Ooh,
again.
wow. You guys are so good.
Yes, this is bookmark. And
I wonder what the story behind that name is.
they just like 2Ks, man. I don't know. And yeah, I think just first impressions, like I think it looks really clean and resolved visually.
I love that they give you the option for grid or list view at the very right.
Totally. I like that you're using this kind of, I don't know, like a different way of, it's like, I don't know, like just framing this image, which I think gives this app or website
it reminds me of those
personality.
pop-up bubbles and the comic strips.
Yeah, it's cute. Looks like you've got some colors for collections. I think that's nice because, like, if you're using icons, you could start to run out of icons. Like, I think we've all run into that where we're like, oh, nope, now we have to design 12 more icons.
And icons are tough to make.
Yes, for sure. So I think that's a smart approach in terms of scaling the app. Clear favorites, adding a new collection. I think this looks great. I'm trying to see if there's anything I can click. I like that you've created kind of a contrast here, just like anchoring my eye to the header. But yeah, I think this looks great. I love
that the left side too, like you were saying earlier, all the colors are very different and apparent. I know what favorites are, bookmarks.
Feels intentional.
Yeah.
The use of color. And just like creating subtle differences between, like, it's hard to see on our screen, but on my screen you can see like the white versus the blue. Just,
I could see the...
it's subtle, but it kind of adds nice depth and...
I clearly see that we're on the old bookmark section.
Yes, right, with this little...
Kind of hard to see on there, but
I think you could make it even more obvious, but yeah, there's a state change. Maybe you could even, like, I don't know, change the weight of the font. I don't know. But yeah, I think
invert the colors.
Yeah, maybe invert the colors.
Make a darker shade and then invert.
I think it looks great.
I think it looks good.
It's beautiful. It's a good job. All right. I think that's all the time we have for today.
Right.
But what we're going to do, Alex is back tomorrow, so make sure you tune in. We're going to see where Rise and Shine, the bakery site and cookie ordering site, goes tomorrow and really flesh out the visual design.
We're going to flesh out the visuals.
Oh, and tomorrow we're going to be reviewing portfolios, which is a little break from our creative challenge reviews. So make sure you submit tomorrow on the chat, there will be like a link where you can submit your portfolios, and we love doing portfolio reviews. So make sure you tune in tomorrow, and thanks for joining us.
Take care.